That's better. Don't know what that was. I think I hadn't sized it correctly. Right. So let's go to this first slide here. And what we can see here is I've just made a title, live stream complete script to video. So I'm going to go from a script to a video. And I did plan out my scripts before. So I think I don't know, but I think I'm going to attempt to do a podcast from the Big G Video YouTube channel. I've got an episode lined up. I'm going to put it out very soon, but I want a sort of launch trailer for it. So this seemed like a great thing to do. So I'm just going to read it out. The Big G Video Podcast is launching soon. A long-form discussion about video making. I'll be doing a Q&A episode. So here we go. Already made a mistake. So if there's anything you ever wanted to ask me, leave your question as a comment and I'll answer it. Check out the channel for updates. So it's always worth reading through and practicing your scripts. And that's why you'll find the mistakes and you'll find the errors. So this is going to be a talking one. So I'm going to narrate into Doodly. Now I wouldn't recommend this. I'd recommend doing your narration elsewhere. You'll see why later. And the other thing as well is I would recommend doing the narration first. So we're going to do the narration first. Now I'm trying to monitor the audio as well. So there's going to be a period of time where I just need to monitor the audio. There might be a little bit of a delay with me sorting things out, but here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm down here. I forgot I have to press it twice. I'm in this narration box. It's different to the music box, but in the narration box, I'm going to click here and I'm going to start narrating straight away. In fact, I'm going to give it a second and then I'll start narrating. Right, we're going to get rid of that. Okay, so this slide is going to go. This slide is going to be much longer. I'm going to make it longer than I'm going to need. Here we go. So I want to read off the screen. And I recommend you do this. In other programs like Camtasia, there's actually a narration thing where you can paste text in for when you're narrating. Anyway, here we go. The Big G Video Podcast is launching soon. A long-form discussion about video making. It's too slow. Right, it's gone for 24 seconds. We're going to draw it in for 3. And we're just going to have this stay for 15. So with me, you get to see all the mistakes that I make, and then you make sure you don't do these mistakes. So this is good. The third time lucky. Here we go. The Big G Video Podcast is launching soon. A long-form discussion about video making. I'll be doing a Q&A episode. So if there's anything you ever wanted to ask me, leave your question as a comment and I'll answer it. Check out the channel for updates. So now I've got to listen back to this. So this is where I've got the audio monitoring problem. Here we go. The Big G Video Podcast is launching soon. A long-form discussion about video making. I'll be doing a Q&A episode. So if there's anything you ever wanted to ask me, leave your question as a comment and I'll answer it. Check out the channel for updates. So what was wrong with that? In terms of the recording, nothing. In terms of the sound, there was quite a bit wrong just doing my audio reproduction because the headphones were so loud I had to take them off my ears. You could probably hear it being picked up by the microphone as well, so not ideal. So we've got our narration. It's about 15 seconds. So we're going to start over here, and I'm going to keep flicking back to this rather than listening to where's it gone? Yeah, I'm gonna keep flicking back to this. So I need podcast. And there won't be anything for a podcast. We'll have a look. There's a microphone. Put that in. Really, we need a character. We need a stand as well. Yeah, sort of works. Now we need a person. Let's have a look for some headphones. No, right. Let's go for a person now. Man. So we need someone to be me, really. Bradley Happy Middle. Let's try him. Yeah, that's exactly what I look like. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm quite happy with these together. I'm quite happy with the relative sizing. So I'm going to pick them together by holding down the control key when I click on them. And that means I can reshape and move them together. Now you probably want him behind. There we are, like that. Okay, so that's someone recording a podcast. I might see if I can get man speaking. You know what? I do prefer Andrew presenting. So I'm going to put Andrew presenting in. And I'm going to flip him this way. So let's make this bigger. Reposition it here. That's good. And then we can have Big G Podcast in text. Big G Podcast. Excellent. Let's go back to our text. The Big G Podcast is launching soon. A long-form discussion about video making. So, we want the way to do this is to have the animations and everything just complement the words. That's why I said do the narration first. So a long form discussion. So we're going to stick with Andrew, and I always think it's important to stick with the same character. Discussion. Andrew reading. Looks like he's reading a book. Andrew reading is probably the best. Although, let's have a look at typing on computer. I think that's better. Let's put this over here. Let's make it bigger. We're going to go back to the previous slides because we're going to copy our microphone. That wasn't what I wanted. Get rid of Andrew. Yep. So we want to put this at the front. There we are, and we want to select it both. Want to make it smaller. I want to put it over here, and I'll show you why we want to put it over here, because we'll flip this and it will just fit in better. Yeah, bang, that's good, yeah. So we won't worry about the scaling aspects. So let's go here. I'm really unsure why it's not going to the right place. A long form discussion about video making. I'll be doing a Q&A episode. So we need to get across Q&A. So we want him talking, really. I think I picked the character who has the least sort of actions that they can do. Let's see. Andrew. See, shrugging shoulders is quite good, but that implies I don't know the answer. That one might be quite good. And I'd always recommend putting in ones that you think are best and seeing which one's going to work. So I think that one's going to work. Now on the previous slide we had it on the left, so I want this on the right. So it's just going to be text Q&A. And I can make this really big because it's obviously going to fit in whatever I do. I'm just going to put the grid on because I want this in the center, and I'm going to put snap to grid. I think that's in the center. So hard to tell with Doodly. So there we are, Q&A. So if there's anything you ever want to ask me. So how can we convey asking? How can we convey asking? I'm going to try email. See, this is the trick with explainers, that what you draw has to convey or match up with what's been saying. If there's anything you ever want to ask me, so I'm going to go to all the way, I'm going to put a new slide in. So there's letter, and there's email. Let's try mobile. Let's try YouTube. Let's try transfer. Internet. Okay. Right, broken door in there. Right, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this because I know what I'm going to do. So we're going to go on right, so we're going to do this. I'm going to put this in here. This is going to be big. or bigger I should say. Then we're going to have this is going to be bigger, this is going to be smaller, and we need to go back to Andrew, and we're going to put this in here. So he's thinking, I mean, he looks scared. I'm not sure that thinking is great. Let's go back to Andrew on the computer. Let's put him down there. So we're going to put some text in. It's going to be, how do I ... word wrap, because I need to fit it in that screen. I'm clearly going to want it centered. That doesn't look very good. How do I put question mark as well? But I'm going to get rid of that ... There we are. So how do I get sent? I want that to be at the front. No, I want this one to be at the front. There we are. So let's think about the, let's go back. Sorry, let's not think, we'll go through and think about all the orders and stuff. So if there's anything you ever want to ask me, leave your question as a comment. So leave your question as a comment. So new slide. So I need, in my prompts, I'm going to go back to that browser. So browser window. I think we're gonna should we change it for YouTube? You know, I can't remember if that's my URL. Now, I don't know whether that's we're gonna have some nice smart erasing there. Let's drop this down to a really small, and let's do a preview here. God, we're up to a minute. All right, let's have a look if that's going to work as a preview. No, that's not going to be, no, that's no good.
The Big G
Right,
Video
stop.
Podcast is...
Hide preview, go back here. That's not going to work. Oh. So, put that here. Comment. Let's look for internet. Social media. Okay. How do I... So let's have a question with correct spelling. We're going to get rid of this. We need, so we're going to have a send button. I'll see where I'm going with this in a minute. And we need a box. I'm going to get loads of boxes. Really, I'm after a text box. Bold rectangle might be the best we can get, which is a shame. Form. I don't think we'll get a good form, but there we are. That might be okay to use. On our laptop screen. And I'm going to go for a mouse. No. I'm going to go for an arrow. That's what I was looking for. Right, okay. So if I make this too big, it won't look very good. Like that. I want to bring this to the front. And I want to make it fit in. Want a word, wrap it. But let's make that smaller. Smaller again. Oh, I don't want that. Right. Okay, that's what I want. And this one, put it down here. So this is going to be, it's a play button, but really it's going to be a send button. I don't think we need this one anymore. That fits nicely. Neat trick, you can just move things down to put them front and back. That's how it works. Let's make that more convincing by having that there and repositioning that and then repositioning that, and let's just make that a little bit bigger. And we'll have that line up like so. And the last bit is going to be just clicking here. Doop. But this has to be within the realms of the screen. Okay. So let's go all the way back to the start. Leave a question as a comment and I'll answer it. Check out the channel for updates. So I think we can put everything here. So I'm just going to copy this. Okay, here we go. Check out the channel for updates. That can be really quite big. Whoa. Just want to fit in here really. Good. Done. So, going to go back. We're going to get rid of this slide because we've done everything. So that's quite useful to have that. I'm going to move this out and I'm going to trim it down to there. And now I need to go through and get my timing. So I've got to attempt. I'm going to attempt to do the sound thing again. So just bear with me. The Big G video pod. Far too loud. I just need to adjust it a bit more. The Big G video podcast is launching soon. A long form discussion. Okay, let's try that again. The Big G video podcast is launching soon. So 2.81 seconds. And shall we have some movement in? So that's going to take 2 seconds. And we're going to wait 1 second. Now, here's the thing. I could also just put subtitles in. So I could put that in as well. I always like things going to the right. So let's give that a go. The Big G video podcast is launching soon. A long form discussion about video making. Right, that's okay, but I spelled podcast wrong. Podcats. So that's okay. And let's just listen to this again. The Big G video podcast is launching soon. A long form discussion about video making. I'll be go for a second, have it exit to the right. So I reckon half a second again. The Big G video podcast is launching soon. A long form discussion about video making. I'll be doing a Q&A episode. So if there's anything you ever wanted to ask me, leave your question as a comment. So something I've noticed is this. I don't want smart arrays. I want to get rid of that. Let's have him already drawn in. Let's go for a second again. Sorry, there's a microphone in my way. That means I'm making mistakes. I'll be doing a Q&A. And drop everything down to half a second. Let's listen back to this. I just want to hear that text. Leave your question as a comment and I'll answer it. Check out the channel. Okay. Now, I'm not going to put in the thing about check out the channel because that's already there. But what I'm going to do is, I think this is all going to clash with I need to do smallest to biggest. I'm going to make it a bit smaller so that this is outside of it. Yeah, that's more realistic. Like that, and then the text comes down here and doesn't get in the way. Let's go for half a second again for everything. Oh. And that almost fits actually, that's really good. So we're going to have 3 seconds at the end because we want it to just do that. We want it to stay there, not to disappear. And we're going to add some camera pans. Yeah, that's good. I'm happy with that. That'll be good. Yep. Happy with that. Don't want to overdo it. This one's going to be a really subtle one. Yep, that's just going to be subtle. And there's not going to be one there. And now we're going to add some music. Well, can we not add music? Because I've got narration in. Oh no, I have to do it this way. Forgive me. Let's try this one. This is far too long, but I'm going to put it in. And I'm going to go to settings and just check. Yeah, okay, right. Now volume, I want this quite low, 42. Now we just check everything lines up. So let's go back to preview. The Big G Video Podcast is launching soon, a long-form discussion about video making. I'll be doing a Q&A episode, so if there's anything you ever wanted to ask me, leave your question as a comment and I'll answer it. Check out the channel for updates. Okay, so first thing, the music's too loud. So we're going to drop that to half. It goes quite quickly. Now, there isn't a way to split my audio. which is a shame. I could record it in separate bits and then move it about. And this is why I always recommend you do it. You do your audio and things within a different editor, because you can cut them, you can then slow this video down as well. Yeah, I think that's probably as good as I'm going to get with Doodly, I think. So yes, you can do everything in Doodly, but Doodly is good at making the doodles. It's not brilliant at syncing everything up. So you can do it. I personally would want to run this a bit slower. Oh, I can do it by duplicating. Right. Let's give this a try. This isn't going to be great. Let's give it a try. The Big G Video podcast is launching soon. So what I want to do is I want to cut it down to here. There we go. And I want to cut it up to there. And I want to put that in there. So here we go. Let's try that. The Big G Video podcast is launching soon. A long-form discussion about video making. So this is the way we're going to have to do it. We're just going to have to duplicate it and cut and trim it down. So I think I want to trim it down, and you can see the trim is not very good. I think to there. Thank God the waveforms are accurate. If the waveforms were inaccurate, this would be really difficult. So I'm just going to guess. I'm not going to try it out each time. I think that would be to there. Here we go. Let's save it and give it a try. The Big G Video podcast is launching soon. A long-form discussion about video making. I'll be doing a Q&A episode, so if there's anything you ever wanted to ask me, leave your question as a comment and I'll answer it. Check out the channel for updates. Right, the syncing is good. There's one issue. I'll be doing a Q&A episode, and there is a yeah, I think it's that. I'll be doing a Q&A episode. If there's anything you ever... So I just need to bring that down a bit. So if there's anything you ever wanted to ask me, leave your question as a comment and I'll answer it. Check out the channel for updates. Right, one last thing I can do. This is just shorten this a bit. Oh, no, don't want to do that. So that puts a pause in. So I think that's it. I want to check how long this has taken me. God, I've been doing this for 40 minutes. So I think I've got a very good trailer. I think I've got a very good little short video that would work well on social media, because you can see things, it's engaging, I've got text, I've got music, I've got speech. It ticks all the boxes, but I have been doing this for 40 minutes. And again, what's the point of Doodly? The point of Doodly is it's quick. I don't know if I've been particularly quick on this one. Anyway, this is going to be my last preview, and then I'm going to talk about it. The Big G Video podcast is launching soon. A long-form discussion about video making. I'll be doing a Q&A episode. So if there's anything you ever wanted to ask me, leave your question as a comment and I'll answer it. Check out the channel for updates. That's good. I'm happy with that. I mean, it all goes very fast. The only thing I would do if I was really tinkering is I would take the exit animations off. I think it's better without the exit animations. And I don't know how good the movements are. I think maybe they're not subtle enough. I think they're maybe a little bit overpowering. And that would be the only other thing I would change. So no exit animations. And we'll make these smaller. Because the thing in Doodly is if they're quite big, if they're quite long, sometimes things just seem to bob up and down a bit. So let's make them smaller. And I know I said that would be the last one, but I'm going to preview it right at the end, and then really I'm not going to touch it. So it's taken me around 40 minutes. There have been some sort of technical problems that have delayed me, so I reckon this would have taken me half an hour if I was doing it on my own, not stopping to talk about it, not doing it as a live stream. I think we can add on a third of the time due to it being a live stream, so 30 minutes this would have taken me. And yeah, I think I've got a good engaging little video. It gets the point across. It can be seen, it can be watched on any platform, it can be watched on a phone or on a commute, if anyone even commutes anymore. So yeah, I think it's good. I think it looks quite professional, so I'm happy with it. So I came up with a script, not in this video. I literally just wrote down what I wanted to say. And the key thing is that what you draw and what you put on the screen flows really well with what's being said. And so how do you do that? You do your narration first. You write your script, then you do your narration, then you fit the animation to it, or writing or drawing or whatever. Then you consider if you want to put subtitles in, which you can do with Doodly, it works very well. And then you fine tune things. You get some music that you think fits, you get your speech in the right place, and I've shown you how to do that today in Doodly. It's much easier to do it in a conventional editor because I was moving the speech around, but in a conventional editor, you can speed up and slow down the image, the video, and so you can make it last longer or you can speed it up. And that can also be very good for getting things to fit. It'd be nice if we had some fades in and out, but we don't have those. I've also decided to take off the transitions simply because it's such a short video. It's 15 seconds. Something seems to have happened here. Oh, right. I just need to lengthen this. Why has that happened? Let's add that. Let's add another 3 seconds on there. There we are. Okay, so final preview. Let's give it a go. Headphones on for me. The Big G Video podcast is launching soon. A long-form discussion about video making. I'll be doing a Q&A episode. So if there's anything you ever wanted to ask me, leave your question as a comment and I'll answer it. Check out the channel for updates. So I think what's happened as I've taken the transitions off, it has just messed my timings up ever so slightly. So I suspect all that work I did, somehow it's messed it up. This Q&A one seems to go really too quick. Yeah, that's better. That one goes there. That goes there. Let's put that there. Yeah, I think that'll do. That'll do. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to render that and I'm going to put that on my channel so you can see it, and I'll put a link to it from here. Thank you so much for staying to the end of my very long live stream. I hope you found that useful, watching how I would do some Doodly stuff. And all I can say is, let me just go over to my OSB. All I can say is watch some of my other videos. I've got quite a lot of videos on Doodly. Watch some more, see if you enjoy it, and thank you ever so much for